All right, so you're getting ready for a motor vehicle parts assembler interview. That's awesome. We're talking about building the future, one car part at a time,
It's a dynamic industry.
for sure. And we're diving deep today with some RoleCatcher resources, career guides, interview guides, and even AI tools to help you nail those answers.
Sounds good.
Our mission, to make sure you walk into that interview feeling confident and prepared.
Preparation is key.
It really is. So first things first, what does a motor vehicle parts assembler actually do?
Well, it's more than just putting pieces together. It's precision, using a range of tools, from hand tools to robots, and ensuring quality checks along the way.
So there's a tech element too.
Oh yeah, big time. The work can involve electrical systems.
Yep.
Connecting those wires correctly is key.
Gotcha. So let's talk about the work environment.
Factory setting. Expect it to be busy, potentially noisy.
Right. Makes sense.
Safety gear is super important. Things like earplugs and safety glasses.
Safety first.
Uh,
Always.
And you'll be interacting with a whole team. Fellow assemblers, supervisors, even engineers sometimes.
That's a lot of collaboration.
Definitely.
But here's the good news, at least from what I've read. The job outlook is stable. The auto industry is constantly evolving, so this feels like a solid career path, right?
Yep.
Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty interview prep. RoleCatcher has identified some common questions you might encounter. One they highlighted is, can you describe your experience with assembling motor vehicle parts? Now, some people might be thinking, well, what if I haven't actually worked on a car assembly line before?
Right. Well, that's where transferable skills come in.
Okay, I like that. So
Yeah.
tell me more about that.
Have you ever assembled furniture? Maybe worked on a bicycle or even put together a complex model kit?
Those are great examples.
Those experiences, they demonstrate dexterity, the ability to follow instructions, and attention to detail. All really valuable skills in this role.
Okay, I'm getting that. So even if you haven't worked in an auto factory before, you can think about projects you've tackled that use those similar skills.
But
And you could talk about the tools you've used, challenges you overcame, the satisfaction of seeing that finished product.
exactly. And don't forget to highlight your ability to learn quickly.
That's a good one. Why is that so important?
Employers are often looking for individuals who are eager to learn and adapt, especially in a fast-paced industry like automotive.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to another common question. What steps do you take to ensure the quality of your work? This one feels like it's all about showcasing your meticulous side.
Absolutely. Think about it. On a vehicle assembly line, even a small error can have significant consequences down the line.
Right. High stakes.
Employers want to see that you're proactive about catching errors before they become bigger problems.
Yeah, you don't want those recalls.
There.
So what's the best way to answer this one?
I think describe a systematic approach to quality control. Maybe you double-check measurements, carefully test connections, or have a personal checklist that you run through.
A checklist, that's good.
The key is to demonstrate that you're not just going through the motions. You're genuinely invested in delivering quality work.
I like that, showing that you're genuinely invested. It's about taking pride in your work, understanding the impact it has on the final product, the bigger picture.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit to a question that's all about organization. How do you prioritize your tasks when juggling multiple projects? This is where time management skills really come into play.
And this is a great question where you can use a specific example from your past. Think about a time when you had a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a school project, a volunteer activity, or even juggling multiple responsibilities at a previous job. Walk the interviewer through your process. How did you break down those tasks, prioritize them, and make sure everything was completed on time?
Did you use any tools or techniques?
Yeah.
Maybe a to-do list, a calendar, or even like a project management app?
Right. Mentioning those can really demonstrate your proactive approach to staying organized.
Yeah. And it shows that you're comfortable using technology to enhance your efficiency, which is becoming more and more important.
Oh, absolutely, especially in modern manufacturing environments.
Speaking of modern manufacturing, I'm actually curious, with RoleCatcher's AI tools, how can those help tailor answers for these very specific interview questions?
That's a great question. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and identify those keywords and skills that employers are looking for. Then it can give you feedback on your answers,
Interesting.
suggest ways to tailor them to better align with the specific requirements.
Just like having a personalized interview coach,
Exactly.
helping you craft those perfect responses, making a strong impression. All right, so let's get back to those interview questions. The next one is, have you ever encountered a problem during assembly, and how did you resolve it? This one feels like it lets you showcase those problem-solving skills.
It is. And this doesn't have to be a major issue. Even a seemingly small problem can demonstrate your critical thinking abilities.
I see what you mean. So it's not about the scale of the problem, but how you approached it.
Yeah, exactly.
So choose an example where you had to think critically, troubleshoot, and come up with a solution.
Right.
And walk them through your thought process. What steps did you take to identify the root cause? What resources did you consult? How did you implement that solution?
And even if the solution seems really simple in hindsight, explaining your logic shows that you are a thoughtful problem solver.
Yeah, a valuable trait. On any assembly line, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cool.
Before we go to more questions, I want to touch on something from the RoleCatcher Career Guide that I found interesting. It talks about different career paths available to motor vehicle parts assemblers. So this isn't just a job, it's a potential career with like various avenues for advancement, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
So, for example, what are some of those potential avenues?
Well, with experience and additional training, you could move into a supervisory role.
Okay.
Maybe specialize in a particular area of assembly, or even transition into a quality control or technician position.
That's encouraging to know. There are opportunities for growth and development within this field.
Absolutely. And the guide really emphasizes the importance of continuous learning in this industry, especially as technology advances.
Oh, for sure.
Staying up to date with the latest innovations and techniques is crucial.
So even after you land the job, the learning doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
It's about staying curious, seeking out new challenges, and embracing that ever-evolving nature of the automotive industry.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get back to those interview questions. RoleCatcher mentions that interviewers often ask about specific technical skills, so things like, can you describe your experience with using hand and power tools for motor vehicle parts assembly? This is your chance to really showcase that hands-on experience.
It is. Be specific. Mention the types of tools you've used: wrenches, screwdrivers, drills, impact drivers,
Okay.
and the tasks you performed with them.
Right. If you've got experience with specialized tools, like torque wrenches or pneumatic tools, definitely highlight those.
Oh, sure.
And remember, honesty is key. If you haven't used a particular tool before, it's better to acknowledge that and express your willingness to learn than to try to bluff your way through.
I agree. Employers appreciate honesty and a willingness to learn. You could say something like, while I'm not familiar with that specific tool yet, I'm a quick learner and eager to expand my skill set.
Perfect. Shows initiative, positive attitude.
Yeah.
Always valuable traits. Now, closely related to the hand and power tools question is, can you describe your experience with reading and interpreting technical drawings and specifications?
Right.
This one is all about demonstrating your ability to understand and follow instructions accurately.
It is. Think about any projects where you've had to work with the technical drawings, even if they weren't specifically for car parts. Maybe you assembled furniture from instructions, followed a sewing pattern, or even built a model kit with detailed diagrams.
I get it.
Those demonstrate your ability to visualize a finished product from a set of instructions and pay close attention to detail.
Exactly. And even if your experience isn't directly related to car assembly, you can draw parallels, highlight those transferable skills. Speaking of transferable skills, let's talk measuring tools. Interviewers might ask, can you describe your experience with using measuring tools such as calipers and micrometers? Precision is key, and these tools are all about making those precise measurements.
Right.
So if you've used these tools before, describe the specific tasks you performed with them, the level of precision required, how you ensured accuracy. But if you haven't used them before, don't panic.
Don't panic.
You can still impress by expressing your willingness to learn.
Right. You could say, while I haven't used calipers and micrometers specifically, I'm comfortable with other measuring tools, and I'm confident that I could pick up those skills quickly with proper training.
Okay, good. Shows you're proactive.
Yeah.
Willing to invest in your own development. Great quality to highlight. Now, let's move on to a question that assesses your ability to handle stress. Something like, can you describe a time when you had to work under pressure to meet a tight deadline?
Ew.
This is your chance to tell a story that highlights your resilience, time management skills, and ability to stay calm under pressure.
Yeah.
So think about a time you faced a real challenge and you overcame it. Did you have to work extra hours? Did you have to collaborate with a team to find a solution? Did you have to make quick decisions under pressure?
Right.
Choose an example that demonstrates your ability to handle the heat and still deliver quality work.
And highlight the positive outcome. Did you meet that deadline? Did you exceed expectations? Receive recognition for your efforts? Sharing a success story can really leave a lasting impression.
Yeah, it shows that you're not just someone who can do the job, but someone who can thrive in a challenging environment.
Exactly. A valuable asset in any fast-paced manufacturing setting.
For sure. Now, the last technical question we'll cover in this section is, how do you ensure that you maintain a safe and clean working environment? Safety is paramount, and this question is all about demonstrating your awareness of potential hazards and your commitment to following safety protocols.
It is. Think about specific actions you take to maintain a clean and organized workspace. Maybe you always make sure tools are put away properly, to prevent tripping hazards.
Right.
Or perhaps you're diligent about wearing the required safety gear.
Safety glasses, gloves, all that.
Yeah. Whatever your practices are, share them.
And don't be afraid to mention any times that you've proactively identified and addressed a potential safety issue. It shows that you're not just following the rules, but you're genuinely concerned about the well-being of yourself and your colleagues.
Absolutely. It demonstrates that you're a responsible team player who prioritizes safety.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, from general interview questions to those that focus on specific technical skills. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI tools can be a huge help in tailoring your answers and refining your delivery.
Yeah, give you that extra edge.
Okay, let's delve deeper into that and other strategies to help you nail that interview right after this.
So we've been breaking down those crucial interview questions, but there's more to acing an interview than just having the right answers.
Yeah, it's also about how you present yourself, the impression you make.
Exactly. And one key factor, enthusiasm.
Okay.
Remember, you're not just proving you can do the job you're trying to show, you're excited about the opportunity.
I see what you mean. Like, nobody wants to hire someone who seems bored or indifferent.
Especially in an assembly line environment.
Fast-paced, right.
Right. So let that passion for the auto industry shine through.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Talk about what interests you about this specific role, this company, maybe even specific car models or technologies.
So you're not just looking for any job. You're genuinely drawn to this field, eager to contribute.
Exactly. Enthusiasm can be contagious.
It can.
And make you a more memorable candidate.
That's good.
Speaking of making a good impression, let's talk research.
Research is crucial for any interview. What kind of research is particularly helpful for a motor vehicle parts assembler role?
We'll take the time to learn about the company, their products, their values, their manufacturing processes.
Yeah.
This shows you're serious about the opportunity and have taken the initiative to go beyond the basics.
So, for example, if I'm interviewing with a company that specializes in electric vehicles, I should probably brush up on the latest advancements in EV technology and familiarize myself with their specific model.
Exactly.
Okay.
Demonstrates that you're keeping up with industry trends and are genuinely interested in the work that they do.
Makes sense.
Now let's shift gears to a classic interview tip. Dress for success.
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about that. While the automotive industry might not be as formal as some other fields, it's still important to present yourself professionally. What would you suggest?
Business casual is usually a safe bet. Neat, clean clothing shows you've put in the effort. Even if the work itself is hands-on, I would avoid showing up looking like you just came from the shop floor.
Right. First impressions matter.
Yeah.
And you want to convey that you take the opportunity seriously.
What about body language?
Oh, yeah.
I know that can play a big role in how we're perceived.
Body language is so fascinating. It can speak louder than words.
So things like making eye contact, sitting up straight, trying to project confidence, those can all make a difference.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of a genuine smile.
Right.
It can make you seem more approachable and enthusiastic.
Nobody wants to hire Grumpy Gus.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about something that can be nerve-wracking for a lot of people, and that's the, do you have any questions for us? Part of the interview. Right. This is where your research really pays off. Have a few thoughtful questions prepared that demonstrate you've been paying attention and are genuinely curious.
So instead of asking something generic like, what are the benefits? Or what are the working hours? I should aim for something more specific, more insightful.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ask questions that show you're thinking long-term and are interested in contributing to the team's success. For instance, you could ask, what are some of the biggest challenges the team is currently facing? Or what opportunities are there for professional development and advancement within the company?
Those are great examples. They show that you're not just looking for a job, but a career path with potential for growth. Now, before we move on, I want to circle back to RoleCatcher's AI tools and how they can actually help with this crucial aspect of the interview.
Yeah.
Can they?
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze those company-specific questions you're preparing and give feedback on your approach. Suggest ways to tailor your questions to better align with the company's values and goals, making a stronger impression.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like having a personalized interview coach, helping you navigate every step.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about enthusiasm, research, professional appearance, body language, asking insightful questions. What other tips can you share to help our listeners nail that interview?
Practice, practice, practice.
Oh, of course.
The more you practice your answers, the more confident and polished you'll sound.
Makes sense. The more familiar you are with the material, the more natural, relaxed you'll come across. And again, RoleCatcher's AI tools can be incredibly helpful here, right?
Yeah.
You can use their platform to simulate interview scenarios and get feedback on your performance.
It's like having a virtual mock interview, but with AI analysis to pinpoint areas where you can improve your delivery and overall presentation.
Speaking of improvement, let's revisit the RoleCatcher Career Guide and talk about those opportunities for advancement within this field.
Okay.
The guide highlights that with experience and additional training, you could move into a supervisory or team lead position.
Yeah,
That's great.
absolutely.
There's definitely room to grow within a company.
You could also specialize in a particular area of assembly, like electrical or mechanical, becoming a sought-after expert.
Interesting.
And some motor vehicle parts assemblers even transition into roles like quality control inspector or technician, leveraging their knowledge in different capacities.
I'm sensing a theme here, like continuous learning is key in this field.
It is. The automotive industry is constantly evolving, staying up to date with new technologies, robotics, automation. Advancements in areas like electric vehicles is crucial for long-term success.
So attending workshops, taking online courses, reading industry publications, those could all be valuable investments.
Absolutely. It shows you're committed to staying ahead of the curve, passionate about lifelong learning.
Which are qualities that employers value.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to touch on something we briefly discussed earlier, and that's the work environment. The RoleCatcher Guide, it paints a realistic picture of what to expect, right?
Yeah, it does. It acknowledges that a factory setting can be physically demanding and potentially noisy.
Yeah, that's true. But it also highlights the camaraderie and sense of accomplishment that comes with working on a team and building something tangible.
There's a certain satisfaction that comes with seeing those results of your labor, knowing you played a role in creating a finished product.
I can imagine that's especially rewarding in the auto industry, where you're contributing to building vehicles that people rely on every day.
It's a career with a tangible impact that can be very motivating.
Okay, before we wrap up this section, I want to circle back to RoleCatcher's AI tools and how they can help you tailor your answers to specific job descriptions.
Right.
So you can upload the job description you're applying for, and RoleCatcher's AI will analyze it, identifying those key skills and experiences.
Yeah, it can.
So it helps you prioritize what to highlight in your answers, ensuring they're aligned with the specific requirements of the role.
Exactly. It can even identify any areas where your resume might be lacking, suggest ways to strengthen it. For example, if the job description emphasizes experience with robotics and you haven't worked directly with robots before, the AI might suggest highlighting experience with other automated systems or your eagerness to learn.
That's incredibly helpful. It's like having a personalized career advisor.
Yeah, yes.
Guiding you through every step of the process.
It really is a game changer for job seekers, providing a level of support and guidance that wasn't previously available.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this section, from refining your interview skills to exploring career paths and leveraging the power of AI for preparation.
Yeah.
And there's still more to discuss. So stay tuned, because we'll be back with our final thoughts on how to ace that interview and navigate this exciting career path in just a moment. All right, we're back, ready to wrap up our deep dive into preparing for that motor vehicle parts assembler interview. We've covered a lot, from tackling tough questions to using AI.
Yeah, we've explored some great strategies, but before we send you off to conquer that interview, let's zoom out a bit and consider the bigger picture.
Yeah, the future of this industry. What does the road ahead look like for someone starting out on this career path?
It's a really fascinating time. We're seeing rapid transformation, advancements in automation, EVs, even self-driving cars.
Wow. It's mind-blowing to think about how those advancements might shape the role of the assembler.
Oh, for sure. While automation might change certain tasks, it also creates new opportunities. For example, the specialized skills needed to assemble and maintain those complex systems.
Right, so learning about robotics, programming, sensor technology, that could become essential in the future.
Absolutely, adaptability and a willingness to learn will be key. And as electric vehicles become more common, there will be a growing demand for assemblers with expertise in electrical systems and battery technology.
So it's not just about putting pieces together anymore. It's about understanding the tech behind those pieces and how it all connects.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And as vehicles become more sophisticated, the focus on quality control will only intensify. Those attention to detail, problem-solving skills we talked about, they'll be invaluable in ensuring the safety and reliability of those advanced vehicles.
That's a great point. So as you prepare for your interview, how can you really showcase not only your current skills, but your potential to grow and adapt with this dynamic industry?
I think highlight your eagerness to learn, your ability to troubleshoot problems, your commitment to delivering high-quality work. Show them that you're not just looking for a job, but a career in an industry that's constantly innovating and pushing boundaries.
It's about showing that you're ready for the challenge
Yeah,
and the opportunity that comes with being a part of this field.
exactly. And remember, preparation is key. Utilize those great resources RoleCatcher offers, especially those AI tools.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid to showcase your passion for the industry.
that's important.
The future is bright, and you're stepping into a field with endless possibilities. Best of luck.
That's a fantastic note to end on. We've covered a lot in this deep dive, and I hope you're feeling empowered and ready to rock that interview. Remember, you've got this.